Hi, no counting. I forget about that. Sorry, Scott, I wasn't ready. Hi, everybody. We are back tonight with another show. We've got lots of shows coming the next couple of weeks. We've got Josh, who's waiting patiently for us now. We've got James tomorrow night at 7 as well. So just keep an eye out on all the pages. They'll give you a notification when we're about to go live because the times are changing a little bit, especially in different states. We might welcome Josh into the room. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
It feels like ages since I've seen you, and it's actually only been a few weeks. I don't have a touchscreen anymore. You'll have to excuse me.
Weird, yeah, crazy. It does feel a lot longer than that. Really, has it only been a few weeks?
It's only been a couple of weeks. It was this year. It was in January, wasn't it? Right. Before Tamworth.
Okay, well,
I'm pretty sure.
Feels like a year ago. Anyway.
I know. But how good? Hello, everybody jumping in. Belinda's there. Jackie's there. Everybody's there. Hi, Darren. I missed a call from Darren tonight. I have to call him after the show. How have you been? It is only just about to go into the third month, and you've been pretty busy this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I just said, it feels like it's been a year.
Yeah.
I've been good. I have been good. No, well, as we spoke about just before we came on, I have been a bit ups and downs, and I have been extremely good. And I've been extremely shit at points. So it's no, I'm so excited for some of the stuff we got coming up. You know, I'm going through a lot of things where I want to change just how I'm going about things and doing things as we spoke about just before. I am fed up with social media. I'm sick of algorithms. Yeah. And I pretty much I need to attack this differently, I think. So I'm open book with that kind of thing as well. Like, obviously, are you still going to see the things that we do and stuff like that? But I want to focus on, like, JSTVs again. It's been a while since we've, fully delved into that kind of thing. And I'm excited for what's to come. Is what I'm trying to say. I've been like this, and then I've been like bang, and then I've been like this, and I've hit the ground that many times, and I think I finally bounced back up.
But isn't that such a thing in the music industry, though? Because I mean, I have conversations with artists every week, and it's the same thing. You know, like when you got off the stage in Brisbane when we were last at your show, and then it's such a high, and then you go back into this such a low of it's just up and down. Yeah. It's really hard to maintain that positive feeling.
Yeah, it is, and it's the shows for me because I love being around fans and people who love what I do because I support them just as much as they support me, and it feels like when you kind of get away from that and you haven't played a show in a little while because my headline show was the last show I did, because it feels like you kind of go back into your cave again. It's a weird feeling for me because I'm a very get out there and play shows type person. So no, I totally understand that.
Yeah, no, I was having that conversation in Tamworth. It's that whole on a high, and then you come home and oh, well, now I've gone back there.
Now what? What do I do with my life?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's like with social media. You know, you get a post that finally actually goes somewhere, and then the next one you think, lots of people will like that, and no one sees it.
And TikTok is the worst for that. You know, TikTok is such a gamble. It's kind of like, you know, I have a post blow up and do 300,000, and then you get 200 views on the next one. You're like, oh, okay. It's just I'm so done with TikTok. I can't do that shit anymore.
I'm not a fan. TikTok, Facebook is hard enough, let alone all the other ones.
Yeah.
Now, last year for you was huge, and I know again you're saying all these ups and downs, but last year was a pretty big year. I think the last 2 years for you have been big years, actually.
Yeah.
UK, America, what were the highlights for you? Look at Boots, and we were talking about that before we went live. That was deliberate. Yeah, that was
it wasn't. I get to turn it around if we need to. But last year, oh man, it was. It's pretty much the best year I've ever had in music, in my whole career. Actually, in my life, to be honest. That was probably the best year I've ever had in my life, and. We went to United States. We toured here in Australia. We did Canada. We did the UK. It was just to tick stuff off like that. It's been a bucket list for me and a dream because it was. I think I've said this to you before, but I don't want to travel until music takes me somewhere, if that makes sense. And I tell you what, I got so close to just biting the bullet. And mind you, that doesn't include I've been to the States and been to Disneyland 6 times in my life. Okay, doesn't count. That's going to a whole new world. Pun intended, not intended, but I'm going with that.
You did that.
to like go to the UK for the first time, you know, and like apart from like I wanted to go there and play music. Like, of course I wanted to go and see it, but I wanted music to take me there because I feel like that's a huge accomplishment. Yeah, and it's like, and it was, man, it was like we obviously scheduled a little bit of time off around there just so I could see things, and like Dana's whole my boss, my manager, the boss, Dana, her family lives over there, you know, so like they had people like showing us around and whatnot. It was cool, and I got to go and see the Queen's house. Oh, she doesn't live there anymore.
No, not quite.
But yeah, no. I saw. Woo, anyway,
he wasn't there. He wasn't home.
Edit that out later. No, I'm kidding.
Whoops. Anyways, yes, you got to see all the regular tourist stuff as well as do your shows.
Yeah, I'm a big tourist. You know, I would if I would wear like a camera around my neck and like the high-waisted pants and like my hat, like, and just walk around like a city. You know, I would totally do that and have no shame. I'm a massive tourist, so I love history and stuff like that. But I love history of places that I'm like going to. So like, like we'll be like walking around. And I'm like, hang on, I just got to read this like hour-long plaque or whatever. So I'm an old man.
I do that, and everyone's like, "Are you ready to go?" No, I haven't finished reading yet.
Yeah, I want to know what this stick in the ground is like.
Yeah. And then you finish reading, and everyone goes, "So what's it about?" And I can't remember.
Yeah, I ADHD brain. Yeah,
you'll have to read it because I've forgotten. But I did read it, I promise. Yeah, so you got to see all those places. What is the crowd like over there compared to an Australian crowd? Did you still feel that same music love? Was it different? What was your feeling?
It was, you know, every single place that we went to was a different vibe. Obviously the UK was where we went first, so that was the biggest like change and shock to me, you know, because I was so nervous going over there. Like I did not know what to expect, and there was already fans there. You know, the first day that I played a writers round between two legendary writers, and no idea how I got that spot. But anyway, I was playing songs like Nothing Like Me, and there was a bunch of girls down the front like singing along. And I'm just like, wow, like to come over to the other side of the world, you know, and have people know you. Like it's one thing to be in Australia and go to somewhere you've never been before and have people sing along. Like that blows my mind. But to actually go to another country and spend a couple days, you know, like living a way that I've never lived before and plugging my phone in with a different connector. What the hell was that? No, you know, like to have people over there know who you are it was something I've never experienced, obviously, and I loved every second of it. Yeah,
surreal. It would feel really strange. It'd almost be a little bit daunting feeling.
Oh,
that.
totally.
Like,
yeah,
you know, you don't feel as comfortable because, you know, you go overseas and you're holidaying, people don't know you can make an idiot of yourself, but people over there knowing who you were, it'd feel quite strange. Good, but it's strange.
Yeah. Well, and that, like you said, to answer your question about the crowd, sorry about that. I go off on these tangents.
I asked you, and so I'm glad that you remembered.
It was really strange. You know, over there, it's kind of like, I feel like the United States like leads with, let's just go with country music, obviously, but a lot of different type of music. They lead the pack with like what music's coming out and stuff like that. With the kind of country that I'm interested in and I love and stuff like that. And then you go to Australia and we're behind the times. Like we're a couple years behind the times with our industry and stuff like that. But then you go to the UK and they're just discovering it. Like it's wild. Like this festival wasn't massive, but it was just every single person there was there because they loved country music and they just wanted to experience, you know, like that kind of style there. Like it hasn't been huge there, but it's starting to finally hit. Obviously, you got like festivals like C2C and a bunch of these other ones like starting to show up, and it's like Australia, you know, like the hunger is there. Like Luke Combs comes here and it sells out in seconds. Like I couldn't get tickets, you know what I mean? Like it's they're that hungry for it. And then it's the same in the UK now, and it's only happened in the last couple of years. They said that festival is growing like crazy as well. But we did that festival, and we played Birmingham as well. That one was in Manchester, and we did London, and it was like going to all the different places, and all the country fans kind of like come out of the cracks, you know, and like come to these events, and you get people that show up that just they don't even know who's playing. They're just like, I just wanted to go to a country event, you know. It's special. It feels like they really want you there, you know.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing.
we're the same here. We have a lot of people that watch from the UK, and I get a lot of messages. UK is really hungry for music at the moment.
Yeah,
Everywhere is. I feel like, I don't know if you remember it, the Alan Jackson song where at the end it said the whole world's gone country. It used to
yeah,
be a bit of a thing. And I used to remember thinking, that'd be a dream, but it's starting to. Like, you can go somewhere now, and it's not unusual that you're a country fan or that
yeah.
you're a country artist. It's like, oh my God, you know, it's normal now, whereas it used to
Mm,
be, I didn't know anyone that liked country music. We do
yeah.
now.
I
It
think
has
it's artists like Luke Combs and Wallen and stuff that are changing it, because a lot of people here, even in Australia, and it's even been like since I've come into country music. Like when I came into country music, it was like end of 2016, so really not that long. But end of
you've
2016 is when I came into country music, and I know so many people like, "What are you doing that for?" Like they thought I was going to go and play like John Williamson style stuff, you know. And obviously, hats off to John Williamson, love him to death. But like,
100%.
it's different, you know. It's not what people expect. And as soon as people realize that there's Luke Combs and there's John Williamson, like
Totally
they go,
different.
"Oh, it's not
Yeah.
that bad."
No, exactly. And then you hear a song and you hear it on mainstream radio and people love it. And they're like, I don't like country music. Well, actually, that song
Yeah,
that you
you
were
do.
just to that you said is a really good song. That's country. You just don't understand what country music is. And that I love when I hear people saying that. I'm like, I bet you just don't understand the genre. And you just think of this one little box of country
Yeah,
music, not what we have. But you actually just then answer one of the questions I was going to ask you tonight,
right.
because I wanted to know when you decided to come into country music. I knew it wasn't that long ago. But
Yeah.
I knew at the time, I remember you thinking, should I do it? You know,
Oh,
and that when you ran into Troy Cassar-Daley, how do you feel about that decision now?
oh, it's the best decision I've ever made. Honestly, I'd never go back. You know, it's funny. I had a bit of a like reminisce the other day and was just like listening to all the old punk songs I still listen to. I still listen to like punk and the heaviest stuff you can think
Yeah,
of, especially when I'm at the gym. When I'm at the gym, I can't be listening to like, well, the boys from the bush and we're back in town. You know, I'm
100%
listening to like
does it.
like screaming guttural stuff. And yeah, I wouldn't go back. You know, I love it and I have so much like love for what I did in the past, but I am so happy with where I am now. And like the music that I'm making is I will also say this on the back of what I've just said. The music that I'm making now that you guys
Yeah,
haven't heard yet is some of the like stuff I'm most proud of. You know, like we obviously put out my EP Rise and stuff like that, and that
yep,
was like the stuff that I've done for the last couple years. But this, what we've got coming, and something that you just might like, obviously my new song is the one that's kicking that off. I'm kind of I'm taking a step back a little bit, and instead of going, I mean, I've never played to what's popular. You know, I'm not that type of person.
no,
But like, instead of going like, what would do well? I'm releasing songs from here on out that I just love. You know,
yes,
like something you just might like is it's current and it's poppy, but it's like it takes so much influence from like 2012 Florida Georgia Line. You know what I mean? Like Cruise and stuff like that. Like
interesting. Yeah,
yeah,
I have
so I'm to answer your question, I wouldn't go back. I love it. It's the best decision I ever made. Scariest decision I've ever made at the time.
huge.
But yeah, no, I am, and I'm extremely talkative tonight. And I apologize if
Right?
my question,
It's
my
great because
answer
I've had
takes 20
Port.
minutes.
It's great because I've had Port. Look, I got a hot tip this week that Port helps with the throat because I haven't been able to do shows since Tamworth because I got so sick. So you've got the five, yeah, see, and I've got the Port, and it definitely is helping my throat, but it's not helping my brain. So mm,
I get it. I get it.
much better.
It helps.
But no, I was. I actually said to you a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, just watching how much you've changed over the years, and you know, seeing your music change from you used to do everything, absolutely everything, and you still have an input in everything you do, but it's changed how you do that as well. And but then I love that we still see you every now and then. You'll go back and do something with your old band or old kind of genres, and I think that's really important.
Yeah,
And
it's
that's what
are
you said.
you referencing on Instagram recently? Are you referencing there was a video of me on stage screaming?
Nope, I did not. I don't do
Oh, you
Instagram
didn't
very
see
well,
that?
so no, I did not see that.
Yeah, a couple of
I
weeks ago, I went to saw Tony Hawk skate
wish
in Brisbane for the first time ever. It was a bucket list item ticked off seeing Tony Hawk ride a skateboard, and then some of my friends were playing around the corner, and it was at the old punk, like hardcore club that I used to go to when I was a little punk kid. And I walked in and they were like, "Do you want to jump up and sing a song?" I'm like, "What song?" They're like, "A Day to Remember." I was like, "All right, let's do it." And I jumped up and just like let it out. I'll send it to you when we jump off here.
That would be good. I like that. That is great because you just dogged yourself in on that one.
It's fine. I love it. I still love it. And I'm proud that I can still do those kind of vocals. Just keep in mind, I'll give a little bit of something away. I might be bringing a little bit of that into country somehow very soon. So.
That's good. That's good. A bit of you in there. A bit of I like that. And it's another conversation I try to regularly have with people is I don't think we should be writing music because we think it needs to go on, or a radio will play this, or something out there at the moment. I truly, like Amanda said in a comment, you know, she took her dad to a festival and he said this isn't country because all he knew was Slim Dusty. And I grew up with that, and I love that. But I think we should be writing music that you feel and that you believe in, and not worrying what genre it fits into. I think we should just be enjoying what you do.
Country is honestly I personally think, some people will fight me on it, but I think it's the widest genre in the world.
100%. Yes.
There's like country hip hop, but even in the 90s, in the early 2000s, like you had there was like hick hop, they called it, and it was like 90s style Will Smith rap over, like, I think Big and Rich was doing it with
yes they did. Wow.
Can't remember what his name was, but yeah, no, there was some of that stuff. But you know, it's like nowadays, like at the moment, you listen to a country station, there's like folk country, there's traditional sound country, there's Hardy with the heavy stuff. You know, it's like it's all over the place. Some people hate where it's going, but I'm loving it, honestly, because they all go, "That's not country." Well, okay, yeah, true, it's not, but it's country something. It's country like rock country. You know, anyway.
Yep. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, I like to turn. If anyone sits in the car with me and they get to hear moments with me, not just trying to sing, it's such a mix. Like my playlist goes. You hear Slim Dusty 1 minute, then you've got Big and Rich, and you got so many different artists, and it's completely different. But that's because we can do that, and why shouldn't we?
Well, there was never rules on music, you know. It's like, go wherever you're creative. I think I saw Brooke Chevelle in here. I don't know if he's still in here or not. He showed me some of his new stuff, and he's doing the exact same thing. He is he's just doing what he wants to do and recording music that he's proud of. Because I mean, what, you know, like, who are you if you don't you don't just play to yourself, you know? Like, it's not authentic. Like, I'm just so sick of the non-authentic stuff all over the internet at the moment. You scroll through reels, and half the stuff is just people that are like, and I don't mean to like be a whinger or anything, but I don't know, I just see a lot of people just, you know, trying so hard to make it that they're not even being genuine and not being themselves. And it's just kind of like, I for some reason, I was in that headspace that I needed to do something like that. I never did it. Like, I never caved and actually did it. But for a while there, I was like, maybe I need to do this kind of thing. And I was like, I hit a wall the other day. I was like, F that. You know, on your thing. But, you know, like, I don't know, man. Like, I just do what you want to do as a musician. If there's any musicians watching this, just do what you're proud of. Do what makes you proud. I feel like that's the shift the music industry needs at the moment. Is doing what makes you proud and doing it because you want to do it, not because that's what's popular at the moment. You know, my manager's probably watching this right now, being like, "See, I told you."
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, no, I think that's really important, and I talk about it a lot. But I think, you know, to be a successful artist, a successful musician in general, I think you have to have the package, and part of that package is you've got to be you, and you've got to have the time for the people. Like, you always have the time for your fans. You always have the time for people to talk to. And even when it's not a positive, like you listen to every bit of feedback, but you also put yourself into your music, which makes it believable. And if you don't have that, it's not going to go far, because if you're singing to me something that's just not you and that you don't love, how can I enjoy it? Because you're not putting as much into it as you can.
Literally had this conversation today. Yeah, I completely agree. I don't even need to say anything more on that. You've just hit the nail on the head. Yeah.
No, it's very good. You've got so many people jumping into the room. I know there's been lots of comments. Scott is doing amazing back there. And did anybody see the new intro today? We've got a new intro and new outro. Scott is amazing. Everybody needs Scott, but I'm not sharing mine. He's staying with us, but no, he's done some amazing things. All all these videos, all the QR codes. That's all Scott. And what does Brooke say? You can't change the game if you're playing by someone else's rules. 100%. 100%. Exactly. I can't wait to hear your next lot of music coming out, Brooke. I know you've been working on some new stuff recently.
It's good. I've heard it. He said it's great. Yeah.
Can't wait. It's coming out this year, I hope. and I know somebody, I think it was it somebody put a comment before about wishing there was an Australian Idol for country music. That would be great, but they need to lift the age groups because I think they cut it at 28, don't they? I think that's
you wouldn't catch me on one of those shows anyway. Right. Let's not get into that. I don't really like it. Yeah.
There we go. Definitely coming this year. Excellent. There we go. We should show in Australian Country Idol. Just for the country artists. There you go. It was Kaylee.
Yeah, they have that. It's called Star Mega.
Yes, Star Mega. That's interesting. And Dana's watching. Hi, Dana. Thank you for sending everything through too. You're amazing. Now we are here. Your single came out, and I have got it in my head. Is it the 23rd of February? It came out. Was that the right date? It was last week.
Dates. I'm like, about a week ago.
About a week ago. There you go. So it was. How's it going? Because it is a great song. But how's it?
You know what? It is. Let's be honest. Fans wise, they're loving it. I mean, I hope you guys are loving it. If you're loving it, let us know.
Tell us in the comments.
Apple Music's absolutely killing it. They're getting behind the song heaps. But you know what? Spotify is fumbling it. I cannot get any love from Spotify. I don't know why. It's funny. Actually, the only love I got from Spotify was from a United States playlist. I got in one of those, but not a single in Australia. I don't know what's going on there, but apparently a lot of artists are going through the same thing at the moment. But you know what? The song's doing great. It is doing great because considering it hasn't had any help, these people commenting down, I think it's that way when I point, down here are smashing it. Thank you guys so much for streaming the hell out of it. And it's I'm blown away by how much natural reach it's had, which is absolutely crazy. So yes, the song is doing amazingly when you talk about it like that. But if you talk about it in Spotify,
Spotify's odd because you think you put a song out that you think they'd love, like this is a sort of thing that Spotify's got on their new country playlist, and then you put a song out that you think, oh no, they won't touch, and it's always the one that you think they wouldn't touch. Really strange.
It's been my last 3 ones they haven't touched, so I don't know what's going on, but whatever.
You know what? Just love it no matter what. And you know, I actually was wondering, was the Red Solo Cup a bit of was that decided before Toby Keith with his song and
that's terrible timing on my part. we actually have those as merch coming very soon. So I was just like, when that happened, I was like, oh no. But it was already scheduled to come out, and I was like, right, we got to roll with it. So
you know what? It's fine. It looks great. It's got your logo on it, which I do love your logo. It is a great logo.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can't change that because it is just you. It's just known. And Jackie said that she's been playing it overnight on a Spotify playlist with a few of your other songs to get the streams up. That is exactly what
she will know every single word. Then it'll just be like in the back of it. I'm surprised your eyes not twitching yet. Be sitting there like.
Oh dear. Now I know that you have got a guitar sitting next to you, next to that boots and buckle, that buckle and boots pillow. Are you still okay to do a song for us?
Of course I am. I want to give this actually a plug. So I actually got endorsed by a guitar company very recently, which is these guys are called Fennec.
Oh, I do love
guitars.
Guitars. You should go and check them out.
This is not me plugging them, but it's my favorite guitar I've ever played in my life. You know, I pick up a guitar sometimes and I like play it. And I'm like, yep, that's the guitar that I'm going to play. So I'm stoked to be partnered with these guys now. And that's not a plug. I swear to God, I'm not paid to say that.
Well, I'm going to give you the room and we can all hear what that guitar sounds like.
All right, here we go. You watch. I probably haven't got it in tune now. And it's going to sound terrible. Anyway, this one's called Something That You Just Smile Like. It goes like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Feel free to sing along, by the way, if you're watching. If you're streaming it that much, you should know the words. Here we go. Well, I'm chasing double lines with the shoots on the sky. Got pretty things shotgun fly. And if you're like me, you've been working all weekend, so now we're gonna get a little wild. Well, you can meet me and the boys around 5 o'clock. If you want to join the party, get a little drunk. It's a really good time on your life when you party with us. Cause we'll be tipping back, listening to the soundtrack of a country girl swimming with the boots on. Keep it going all night, nothing but a good time. We ain't ever slowing down till the night's gone. So come on down if you wanna get crazy. Bring all your friends and all the hot ladies if you feel good time. Cause what's hanging around your mind? You got something that you just might like. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Well, if you're in a rut and you feel a little stuck, like you need a little push to get out, you can call a couple friends, gas the car up, then hit the highway, music up loud. Leave your problems all behind you as it just flies, cause there ain't nothing up ahead except for blue skies. And when you party with us, you know it's gonna be alright. Cause we'll be tipping this back, just to give a soundtrack of a country girl swinging with a boots on. Keep it going all night, nothing but a good time. We ain't ever slowing down till the night's gone. So come on down if you wanna get crazy. Bring all your friends and all the hot ladies. If you feel good time, it's what's hanging around your mind. You got something that you just might like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is where Mick would usually do a really big solo, so I can do it with my mouth. That was terrible. Here we go. Well, if you down, I like the way you're thinking. So throw them back and feel good while you're drinking. Cause we'll be tipping years back, listening to the soundtrack of a country girl swinging with a boots on. Keep it going on night, nothing but a good time. We ain't ever slowing down till the night's gone. So come on down if you wanna get crazy. Bring all your friends and all the hot ladies. If you feel good time, is what's hanging around your mind. And if all you need's right here, right now, tonight, you got something that you just might like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You got something that you just might like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You got something that you just might like. Whoa, whoa, hanging out with Country Kickback tonight. Whoa, whoa, woo!
Wow. You've got lots of people with love hearts and clapping. And
Yes, I love love hearts.
Love hearts are good, aren't they? Now,
They
while you were busy singing there, I put in there, tell us what your favourite Josh song is, because I actually couldn't. It'll depend on the day, on the moment, on the mood for me.
You're like, I actually couldn't. They're just so terrible. I'm not
It's so bad, yeah. That's about what would come out of my mouth and not even mean it. I love to put my foot in things. It's a favourite pastime. But I saw a comment there from Kayleen, and she said, what was Kayleen's song? The Way God Made Me. That song, you played that at your last show in Brisbane. Yeah. It was really hard to watch the crowd.
It was really hard to watch the crowd from my point of view. I was on the verge of tears the whole thing. You know, it was, I will say that was supposed to be the last time that we ever play that song live, because that's actually that show was actually the first time we've played it live in about 2 years.
Yeah.
So it was going to be like, just because it was my first headline show, it was going to be like a play it and send it off. I don't know, man. People went like, that was a pretty big moment. So we actually filmed the whole show. We flew up the film crew from down in Sydney, and they filmed it. And I don't know if we're going to release it just in like little sections or a song here and there. We're thinking maybe we could release the whole thing if it works.
Yep.
But we'll see. So that moment, I haven't gone back and looked at it yet, but that moment was hard for me. I definitely teared up a couple times.
Well, I was sitting there. I was doing a bit of just helping, doing a few ticketing stuff, and then I actually, because that was the first time I'd seen Nick in a long time.
Yeah.
I sat next to him, and I turned around, and there were tears running down his face, and I was like, oh my God. And then I looked around the rest of the crowd, and it was the same. And I just thought, wow, this song, I hadn't, like, it was really hitting some people really hard, and it was beautiful.
Well, we've been recording lately. Obviously, we brought back my song Feel in Love. We may have another one that we're bringing back from the back catalogue. And maybe that should be one of them as well. Maybe that one should be.
Maybe, yeah, because there's a lot of people here. Belinda said, she said, if you don't play it in Melbourne, she'll cry.
No, well, we weren't going to. We weren't going to, so maybe I have to. We weren't going to.
Maybe, don't know. It's one that, you know what, though, that just means that it's a song that really means that others feel that same way.
Well, it's actually, you know, like as a musician, you want people to relate to your songs, but it's literally, I say this all the time, but it's the one song that I wish people couldn't relate to. It's the most relatable song I have. Like, it's about depression and stuff like that, and it's especially nowadays, it's such a just a common thing. I mean, I still battle it. I'm still up and down with it all the time, and as poor Dana knows, like nobody like they see me post, I got a new song, but behind closed doors, I'm like, I hate myself. So,
yes, yeah. But that's the industry, and that's the industry. And I have had this conversation recently with Judy actually, and you know, in order to be a manager, you should actually have to have some sort of qualification in mental health. It's huge.
Dana's qualification is that she's worked with me since I was in a punk band. She's seen it all. I've put that woman through some shit.
And she's still so good. I don't know how she's not rocking in a corner, but
I don't know what she's doing. I haven't got a clue.
I was just impressed that you got her on stage at your last show. I thought, oh my God.
You didn't want me to.
I know. And you just threw her in the deep end. She's like,
I love we have a photo. I put her on the stage riser, and then as she was standing up there, Jordan, who was doing the lights and the special effects, hit the cannons. It was like like super boss.
And how good is that? How good is it to have a show with cannons, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's just they're so expensive. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep doing that.
Well,
if I want to make some money on shows, I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep
You're going to have to be careful. Well, Scott has actually got your website on here, and you guys can see the cannons in a moment. He has got it ready to roll. I can see him looking for it right now, but he has got the cannons there. That was like, I was like,
some people probably watching going, cannons? You bought cannons? Like, yeah, not like not like pirate cannons. There was nobody injured.
Not this time.
No.
But no, it was great. When I saw that, I thought, well, you know, you've made it when you've got to this point where you can actually have some effects on the stage with you.
I think I've got a little bit of a way to go before I've made it, but hey, I'll take that for now.
It was good. It was good. And I know, I mean, how many shows do people have these days where people are going, have you got a ticket? Because I can't get one. They're all sold out. Like, it was great to see.
I was pretty amazed that to sell out my first headline show was pretty awesome. I don't know when we'll do another one here in Brizzy, but I'm so keen to go again. We sorry to burst some people's bubbles, but we actually had a mini tour plan and it kind of fell through. So we were going to a bunch of places that people have been asking. So there's nothing locked in at the moment, but we're still working on it. So if there's anywhere anyone wants us to play, just comment it right now. Get that interaction going up for Country Kickback.
That's what we'd love to see. We'd love to see where you want people to go, because that's the whole point of it. We need to know where you all are. But I know I always say that we're not going to go over 30 minutes, and you probably have other interviews waiting. But
no, let's just go for a whole hour.
Tell me, where's the best place? Because as you said, social media is rubbish and it's annoying, but what is the one place that if you've got news that you will definitely update? Is it your website? Is it social media? What's the better spot?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, because of what we spoke about, I've been posting it on social media, and algorithms have been showing me that that's not a thing. Like, I haven't been showing anyone. If you want to check stuff out, I mean, we update the website all the time with all new stuff. But I mean, actually, you know what? While we've got people watching, I got something we can talk about. So I've recently discovered this thing, thanks to Dana, on Instagram and on Facebook as well. You can now get ready for this, because I didn't know about it. Maybe I'm just an old man who's late to the party. If you click the Instagram logo, you can choose to only see posts by people that you follow. Really? Like, so it goes back to the old school Instagram. Yeah. So if you click on it and you just click following, and then it shows you everyone that you're following, and occasionally it puts like a reel or something in there for you to discover. But I was just like, so I only use Instagram like that nowadays. I don't want all these.
thing because it does. It throws all this stuff, and I always think, how does it think that I want to see that?
Yeah, exactly. And it's so that's and there's another thing you can actually do as well is you can put you can choose someone to be like post notifications. So if you really want to see, for example, if it's me, it might be Brooke Chevelle or any artist. It could be like Matt Rife, the comedian.
We had lots of artists watch tonight. Yes.
Yeah, you can literally just go on there and literally say, I want to see this first. And you just click that little 3 dots thing on their page or whatever, and you say that I want to see this people first. And honestly, do it for all the musicians that you follow, because we are us smaller ones, like the big ones like Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen and all that. They are smashing. They don't need any help. But us little ones, we're fading away into these algorithms. So literally, just it helps when you guys see our posts.
100%. It's the same with us. Country Kickback, we're the same. It's people see it, but they see it a week too late.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it suggests it to people later on. It's like, well, that was live a week ago. What are we doing?
It's too late now. I was in that town. Yeah, and that's exactly the problem. As yes, there's so many different things on there, but we're having that same problem with Country Kickback and with Due South. It's a big deal. We've got so many people telling you where to go, though. You've got Melbourne. You've got quite a few people wanting you to go to Melbourne. The Beer Shed Brewing Company. I want to come.
Tell me where to go. You can.
Ipswich. We've got this tour is already organised. 5 minutes, so we've got your tour done. But if you go to the Beer Shed Brewing Company, you need to employ me for the night, because I really want to go to that venue. I haven't been.
I haven't been there yet either. That's in Sydney, right?
Yeah, it was down towards Sydney. Yeah.
Right.
Is it Campbelltown? I think.
Oh God, I don't know.
I don't know. That was a guess. If I got that right, that was just fluke. But I don't know if I did. But yeah, there's so many people on there. So make sure, guys, that you always tell your artists where you want them to play. But I like the fact that you guys do update your website, because I'm really bad at that. And it is.
Oh, I don't do it. Dana does it. Don't give me any praise.
Does Dana have time to do anything else in life? She's got you guys.
Honestly, between the two of us, we're really good friends, but we're also really tight knit little business. And everything you see from us comes from either me or her. It's literally we work too hard, and we need to start employing people to start taking some of these jobs so we can actually have lives outside of this JS brand.
Absolutely. Amanda said that it is in Campbelltown. I feel like I could just own that. It was a
We'll book you the tour manager now.
That's right. But it is one of those things that you do need a team behind you, whether it be your band, whether it be your manager, family, friends. But it's not an industry. You know, you hear an artist go, well, I played on that album, I sung that, and I wrote it. It's never one person. Doesn't matter what you do. It is a huge team behind you. And that is why it's important to get merch, to go to shows, buy tickets, and not buy tickets that are sold 10 times over, because the artist doesn't get any of that. And you're never going to pay to get in either. But it is really important, because one song costs a lot of money, and it's a huge team behind you doing it. There's never just one person.
Literally, you've just nailed that on the head. That's literally the back and forwards I've been having with Dana. For anyone watching doesn't know who that is, that's my manager. Lately,
she's in charge.
We've been really back and forward with that lately. Just trying to work it out, you know.
And merch. How are you going with merch? Because
hang on. I need to say something. So for CMC, I'm playing CMC obviously on the main stage. For CMC, we're bringing in 2 brand new merch items. Okay,
lovely.
These are my favorite merch items that we've ever done. One of them arrived in the mail today. I won't give too much away, but they're both kind of rude.
I love it. See, it's very CMC, isn't it, already?
Well, this is what I'm excited for. So usually, people have been asking for a while, but usually I don't like my face on a T-shirt, right?
It would feel weird, wouldn't it? Somebody wearing your face.
Well, not so much that. Because I've got a Keith Urban shirt upstairs. And I'm wearing one right now.
I was about to say.
But I have never had my face on a T-shirt. I've always kind of made it look like band merch. But for the first time ever, Now, everyone get hyped for this because I can't wear one or I'll look like an absolute dickhead. But there's a photo of me with the microphone, and it was from the headline show, and I'm doing this, and it's printed on a T-shirt, and it's the most 90s gangster-looking T-shirt ever.
It's going to sell. That's coming out in time for CMC Rocks. That's only like how many days away?
2 weeks.
Oh, how did that happen? Wow. Have you got the set already organised? Do you know everything you planned?
That's done. I think it's the best set we've ever done. If anyone is coming to CMC, in the comments, we got a big show planned, and we are playing another brand new song. So we're playing something you just might like, but we're also playing another brand new one that no one's ever heard before. Oh, actually, I lied. People that came to VIP at my headline show, they got a brand new song for the first time ever. So the people who were in VIP, I played a couple songs at the headline show before, obviously, the show started, and I played this song for them. So they're the only people. There was only 40 people in the room, and they're the only people who have heard it. So, yeah.
That was really special, actually, watching people get to do that. And oh my goodness, I have to say, sitting out in that crowd and as people coming in and hearing them talk about you and how long they've been following you for, and they were doing the VIP, how excited we were. It was pretty special. I thought, wow, this is really nice to be able to give these people some of that back, some of that love back.
They were all walking into the room just being like, oh, this was not worth the money. I'm so just ready to go home and pat my cat and have a drink and go to bed. That's probably what they were saying.
Pat the cat. You know what I was thinking, though, while they were in there? They sold out of ginger beer.
Did they?
And I was really enjoying that ginger beer. It was really nice. It was Queensland, and I was really upset. I'm like, oh, now I have to switch drinks, and I found one that
it's funny you say that, actually, because that venue that we played, I don't think they were expecting it. They were expecting a show of like kind of what we did. They said they had something like that in there before, and everything in there, we actually bought it in ourselves. It's just a big empty room. Like, it's just a big empty room, and we bought in, obviously, the stage and the cannons and the lighting setups and all that kind of thing. And but they loved it. So I think they're going to keep doing it. And you know what? Some people said, oh, it was a small venue, you could go bigger. But I think I want to go back. And when we come back to Brisbane, I kind of want to do it again. But with the sold out of the ginger beer thing, I don't think they were ready for how many people or how much a country crowd drinks.
Yes, probably both of those things. But I had that conversation with them, and I think it really blew them away. Like, I think because it's such a new venue, people haven't done shows there before, and they were really working hard. They were doing a great job, and I reckon if you pulled that stand out, you could fit a heap more in. So it's well worth going back there. Do 2 shows.
Yeah, well, that's what the plan will be. It's and you know what, we were actually thinking that with the first one, but you ended up with going 1. So if we can, if the first one sells out quick enough, we'll put on a second one. So everyone buy the tickets, and then you come to 2 nights. And if you come to 2 nights, I'll play two different new songs.
Oh, see, now this is smart. You might be able to get the T-shirt with the rude T-shirt. Well,
yeah.
But Darren just said, does he need ginger beer for the Elmore BNS? I think you do. But ginger beer for me is like it's a Queensland thing because it's so nice and hot, and I'm like, really enjoy a ginger beer when I'm in Queensland.
Yeah. See, I was drinking them, but since I've been trying to hit the gym and I'm trying to not drink. I say as I was drinking out of the bottle, But I'm trying to not drink
a little bit less, not much.
Try and do well at I'm going to the gym every single night to prepare for CMC. I'm just trying to get in the best shape I can because I still run up and down the stage. I'm unfit. So I'm just trying to. I've been doing an hour of cardio every single night, but that has slowed me down on the drinking a little bit. So yeah. The cardio is where I'm at the moment, and it's good. You do feel better for getting back into it. I've noticed the difference. I've stepped it up another notch since my neck, and it's so much better once you get to that next notch. So good, but I hate it. I hate cardio. I wish I had the mindset that you had about it because I literally I'll be lifting weights and be like, yeah, I'm having fun, and then I'm like, look at the time, it's cardio time. I'm like, what excuse?
Yeah, I know. I do the cardio first. I do my full hour, but I hate myself in that. The things that I call myself in my head, it's not allowed. Facebook would shut us down. Anything that we're airing right now, all the places, radio, you'd all shut us down. But then afterwards, after my shower, I'm like, oh yeah, that was worth it.
Yeah. But you hate yourself while it's happening.
Oh my God. I'm the worst person in the world to my body. I hate it.
I'm the type that like I get on like one of the exercise bikes and I put my phone in front of me and just put on something that has nothing to do with the gym and I look at it and I'll just ignore my legs and I'm just like keep going legs and I'm just like pay attention. I'm like I'm distracting myself and being like no you can do it. Don't pay attention to what you're doing. It's like
I'm training and this is going to make me have to do it now, but I'm training for the Point to Pinnacle in November, which is supposed to be the world's toughest marathon. I've done it 4 times.
Wow.
I'm going to do it one more time. So now I have to because it's live on air. But when I was training for that last time, I was doing huge amount of hours and I was the same as you. Put anything on that I could just focus on my phone and forget that right now I'm hurting and that I can't see because my eyes are sweating and it's going and dripping into them. But I can't see what I'm watching.
No. That's great. Yeah.
It's what we've got to do. It's these things. Josh, we've gone for so long. Thank you so much for coming on the show and congratulations. I really wanted to do a thing tonight. I said to Scott, it'd be so cool. We've got so much footage of you over the years to see how much you were back in 2016 when you started out and to now. Your career is, as much as it probably doesn't feel like it's gone fast, it has. You've really climbed and doing such a great job and you deserve it because you've worked for it.
Thank you. That actually means a lot. So thank you. And thanks for having me on here. I love talking to you and stuff like that. I love being part of this, and I will just say, and this goes for all the people watching as well that support what I do. I appreciate absolute hell out of anyone willing to give me the time of the day. You know, whether it's listening to my music and streaming, or people trying to bump up the numbers, or you guys, giving me an interview and just, I know it sounds lame and cliche and like, oh, he's an artist, he's got to say that. But I truly mean it. Like every interview I try to say this at the end lately. I'm really appreciative for you having me on and, just giving me a shot. And
absolutely. Anytime, we love it. But also the thing is, the fact that you are so genuine is the reason you have so many fans because of that. People see it.
I can't be anything else. I might as well stick to it. I'm stuck in this body and I'm stuck doing this. So I'll just enjoy what I'm doing.
Stuck with it, just hopefully not while you're doing the cardio.
No. Yeah, trying to get rid of it with cardio.
Yeah, wouldn't it be good if we just put our minds to sleep, let our bodies do the cardio, and then just get us out and pop us back in?
What I want to do.
If only we could do that. But yes, thank you, Dana. You are incredible. I don't know how you do what you do, but thank you for always sending your artists our way. We worked with the Viper Creek Band last weekend, the weekend before. I don't really know what day it is today. That would be the port. But yes, we've worked with a lot of artists, so thank you for that. We always work with you. Love your artists. Have a look now because Scott has got ready a new outro. We did play it a little bit last week, but he is far better at doing it than me. So enjoy the outro and we'll see you all tomorrow night. Thanks, Josh.
See ya.